Let's talk about trust retainer replenishment and specifically why so many firms fall behind on sending replenishment requests, even when they have a great system for collecting the initial retainer. This is one of those topics that seems simple on the surface, but the financial impact of getting it wrong can really add up over time. When a client pays an initial retainer, that money sits in the trust until the attorney earns it by doing the legal work. As work gets done, the retainer balance goes down. Most engagement agreements include a clause that says when the retainer drops below a certain amount, the client agrees to replenish it back up to the original level. That's the plan on paper, though. In practice, a lot of law firms run into trouble actually triggering that replenishment request at the right time. Here's the most common reason why I see this happening. Attorneys are focused on the case. They're doing the work, they're meeting the deadlines, they're talking to clients about legal strategy. Tracking the dollar balance of the retainer is not usually top of mind while you're in the middle of casework. Unless there's a specific process that flags a low retainer balance, it's very easy for that balance to quietly drop without anyone noticing until it's nearly gone, or poof, it's already gone. Another reason that I see is that billing happens on a delay. If invoices go out monthly and the retainer review only happens at invoice time, that could be weeks between when the retainer actually ran low and when anyone catches it. When a retainer replenishment gets missed, here's what I see tends to happen. The attorney keeps doing the billable work because the case needs attention, but there's no money in the trust to draw from. And this means that the law firm's doing the work, it has not yet been paid for, and there's no guarantee that the money's coming in. Some clients will pay an invoice without any issue. Others may push back, dispute hours, or simply be slow to pay because there's no retainer cushion creating urgency on their end. Over time, if this happens across multiple clients, it can create a real cash flow gap. The firm is essentially extending credit to clients without meaning to. But the good news is that this is a very fixable problem with the right process. So first, set a clear trigger point. Many firms use a rule like when a retainer balance drops below 25% of the original amount, that's a signal to send a replenishment request. Pick a number that makes sense for your firm and for your typical case size. Second, build a regular retainer balance review into your weekly or biweekly schedule. This doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as someone running a report from your practice management software and flagging any clients below the threshold. Bonus points if you have a system like MyCase or Clio, where you can actually program at the start of a case what the low balance alert needs to be, and it'll pop up an alert on your dashboard. So when you open your case management system in the morning, you could see a little section that says this case is below their trust threshold balance, and you need to request a replenishment retainer. Third, separate this task from billing. Don't wait for the monthly invoice cycle to catch a low retainer balance. The whole point of catching it early is to act before the balance hits zero, not after. Fourth, have a template replenishment email ready to go. This makes the process faster and removes the friction of writing a new request from scratch every time. And your replenishment email should be very short and clear. It should state that the current retainer balance, what it is, remind the client that the replenishment terms are in their engagement agreement, and then provide a simple way to pay, like a payment link. Keeping the tone professional and matter of fact rather than apologetic tends to work well. And this is a normal part of an engagement that a client already agreed to. Now, just like with trust account reviews, this process works best when one person owns it. And it could be the office manager, a billing coordinator, or whoever already manages your trust accounting tasks. The key is that the retainer balance checks happen on a fixed schedule, not whenever someone happens to remember to do it. Now, here's something that you can do this week. Pull a list of your active matters and check each retainer balance against your firm's replenishment trigger point. And if you find any clients already below that threshold, that's a sign that your current process has a gap. And it's a very good opportunity to send out those replenishment email requests now and build the regular review habit going forward. Retainer replenishment is not about being aggressive with clients. It's about protecting your firm's cash flow and making sure the work you do is backed by funds that are already held in trust. A simple, regularly scheduled balance check, separate from your monthly billing cycle, is the most reliable way to catch low retainers before they become unbilled work. That's it for this week. If this video is helpful, let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to better manage your law firm.